Hey everyone, Mr. Invisible on the PlayStation Network here, and in this quick video I'm going to show you some gameplay ideas when using the Engineer class, but more importantly show you how to rack up kill after kill without dying. If you haven't guessed the way that I'm going to be doing that during this video, you can see that I'm in an armored vehicle. I'm in the machine gunner seat while someone else drives, and I'm going to go destroy some players here in a moment, so get ready for that because you'll soon see it can be very satisfying and rewarding. Real quick, however, I just want to quickly shout out to one of my crew members, Crazy Gunner, for giving me the idea to get used to and to play vehicles more often, especially if you're looking for a lot of kills without dying too much and you want to significantly raise your kill to death ratio stats. And as you can see right off the bat, I get some points in a kill. Of course, it's obvious to me when I watch this gameplay, I wasn't focused on super serious gameplay here. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have missed anyone. And I believe I was getting late. It was getting late at night, and the rest of the crew went to bed because I see they're not playing with me. I was a bit tired and bored. So I just chose to have some fun, kind of lazily making my goal to sit down and play a few rounds in some vehicles and see what could happen. And well, from what you're seeing, needless to say, it paid off in a real fun way, even though I missed a few easy kills, but whatever. I believe I was still able to manage to kill 10 or more people without dying, and we all know on this game that can be really satisfying for the first few minutes of gameplay. There's a really important miss right there. I didn't like that. I would have been communicating to my teammates, telling them, you know, somebody got to the left, but as you can see, I'm dropping these guys like no tomorrow. There's another guy. They just keep coming, so I figure why move, you know? If they're just gonna keep coming into my gunfire, I'm just gonna keep shooting them and just keep shooting them, and that one didn't drop them. That was kind of disappointing. I still got 100 points for the suppression assist. Things are starting to die down. I hear something coming. I was a little nervous here. The rest of this gameplay footage, I basically just I went on foot and just got into it. I was so happy and excited about the fact that I just murdered all these guys. I was like, man, this is pretty cool. Let me see if I can repair this vehicle. Nope, can't. So I'm gonna run. I always run away as fast as I can. Unfortunately, this time around, I got hosed. I got what I deserved anyway, right? So here you're gonna see, I was like, what? This is not my engineer class. I don't know what I did. I'm like, oh man, I picked up the support class. So I was like, all right, whatever. I guess I'm in support class mode, which is basically I'm gonna find a good spot. I'm gonna lay down some suppressive fire to make it difficult for the enemies to run through, because usually what happens when they go through your suppression is an LMG support class guy through any of that area. Their screens, the enemy screens will get blurry, maybe red. It'll get really confusing and hard for them to see, which is a very, very, very useful class to have when you're actually running with a team who is all communicating and going towards the same objective. So you have to remember, in this particular game, I was running solo, and because of that, I just sort of didn't really, none of my other friends were communicating, or any of my teammates, squad members were communicating, so I just saw these guys, so I figured I would just lay short bursts of suppressive fire. That's all you really need to do. That's probably the best thing to do, because it'll really make their screen blurry, and it'll increase the likelihood of making it easier for the rest of your guys to get kills. You will get points, not as many as a kill, but it's still worth using though. So here I see some more enemies coming, so I figured that I would just continue to create suppressive fire here. And I get murdered by a tank again. Probably the same tank that got me before. I did manage to take a guy with me, and I got back to my engineer. Now I was pretty excited to use this gun, and particularly because I had, out of a battle pack, I was able to pick up a really sweet, kick-ass, medium-range scope for this gun, and I couldn't wait to try it. And you're gonna see here, the range on this sucker is pretty good for you know, a personal weapon. So then I hear this guy running around. You see, I'm looking on the HUD. I'm like, I see a guy behind me, but there's guys spawning on me. So we'll just stick here for a second, and maybe if somebody shows up that I can. And then there was somebody that showed up. You can see my bullet in real time. I needed to go a little bit farther in front of him, and I was pretty disappointed that I didn't get that figured out on that. I was like, oh man, because I could see my bullet. My bullet's tracing after the target. I needed to move ahead, but hey, live and learn. So I just kept moving on. I made sure that I wasn't gonna make that same mistake again. And so right now I'm still worried about this guy running around. It's really difficult for me to play this game when I know somebody is running around somewhere. So I'm kind of like looking, hoping that this guy isn't gonna show up, because I did see him running around. I didn't hear anybody say enemy down. I did not want to get stabbed in the back. You know how that happens a lot. Usually if it, I play by a pretty decent rule of thumb, and that is if I think someone's running around, see I keep seeing this guy, and on my own radar, I'm gonna wait, or I'm gonna do whatever I can to make sure that this guy gets eliminated, because he can become a really big problem later on. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing the most is creeping along inside other people's bases where they don't see where I'm at and they're spawning, and going back and removing their dog tags. Still not convinced that this guy is down yet. I'm getting very disappointed and upset at the fact that this guy is still alive and I'm the only one that's going after him. So I go over here and I look for him. I'm like, man, that little sucker jumped down. In any case, this is called team playing. Like, I should be up there, could be up there on the objective. This guy could have stolen one of our tanks, could have done one other thing, so I did the right thing. I remained patient and I just watched that tank murder that guy. Finally, I felt peace of mind. I know there's not a guy behind us. He's not going to come flank us. He's not going to shoot all of our members in the back. He's not going to steal any of our tanks or helicopters or what have you. So now I'm moving to get into the action. At this point, I'm kind of really bored because I have to run all the way across the map because I'm the only one that was really paying attention to that guy. Maybe I'm the only one who knew. So it's kind of a boring gameplay when it comes to the rest of, or what you've seen so far, but hopefully you picked up a few tips. As you can see, I see these guys coming. I never like to go directly into gunfire. It takes quite a few bullets to drop people in this game, and so it's not really necessary to be on the front line, because a lot of your teammates are going to put bullet holes in them for you. And you can call it what you will. You can call it mooching. You can call it whatever you want. But the reality is here is that it's better to shoot an enemy as a team than to try to shoot enemies solo head on, because you're not going to survive. It's just not designed for that. If you go up against 2 people, 3 people, sometimes I've had good opportunities or good chances and good luck knocking down and dropping. See, now I'm starting to go kind of where they're not supposed to suspect me, but you see, that's a perfect example right there. I'm trying to take on all these dudes on the front line. I kind of got caught up in it. Should have had more cover. You shouldn't just run out. This isn't Call of Duty, you know what I mean? It's just not one of those things, so you really need to work as a team. So I wanted to get into this tank, and I do, but then I accidentally slipped out. So I used my command, I need a ride. Hopefully you could hear me say, hey, slow down, I need a ride. I don't know if that really works if they're not on your squad. If you know they're on your squad if they're bright green, but this was a blue guy. He was on a completely different squad. So, well, heck yeah, if we're gonna hold down this spot, we'll hold down this spot. I can zoom in just fine now. I'm back into the tank. I didn't really want to run around anymore. I wasn't having too much luck from it, obviously. I think at this point I was getting a little impatient with this guy saying, go, man, what are you doing? Quit just stinking around. Because he's like stopping at the weirdest, most random spot. Right there, so far I'm 12-3. I'm not on the top of the leaderboard, but you can see most of the other guys, their KDRs are really low. So like jumping in I almost make it a habit to jump into a vehicle right off the beginning, because you can rack up quite a few kills. You don't have to feel so stressed about your kill to death ratio. Mine sucks. I think mine's at like a 0.8 or something. This is the very first time I ever played Battlefield on any of the series, so you know, it's been quite the learning curve for me. And hopefully some of you are enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying it. I'm getting really, at this point, I'm getting really irritated with this driver. I'm like, what are you doing? Where are you going? This is not where the action is. I don't understand why you're just sitting here. And so I'm like starting to find like, go, dude, what are you doing? So then he goes, but he's just a really bad driver. And unfortunately, that's what happens when you play in just open lobbies and you're not playing with any of your friends or people that a coordinated effort. This guy, I think, was probably just learning how to drive or something. I'm not noticing any hit markers. I'm getting really irritated with this driver because he's not moving like he should be. Fortunately, here in a couple of seconds of this gameplay, I'm gonna show a guy what's up, because this, even though he's shooting him, I was like, I need to repair this sucker. I think somebody else was repairing it as well. We were repairing it fast. Still managed to blow it up. I hear my guy yelling. I'm like, there's a guy right here in front of me. Boom. Even with a medium scope. Okay, so and being an engineer and running, you know, run your guns that you like. I think this is like the P2000 or PP2000 or whatever the hell it's called. I like this gun. I like being silent. I always put a silencer on it. I always put, I usually run mechanic or shadow. I love shadow because you're just, they don't hear you, they don't see you, they don't know you're around, you don't give away your position when you shoot people. You can rack up quite a few kills. So as you can see, by playing the objective, we ended up winning. I'm not the greatest player on the game, but for playing solo, that's not too bad. If you found this video useful, please hit the like and or subscribe button below. Thank you.